You should not miss this show. If your top secret information about the Ripple MSEC hearing ends soon, it will be the best sign ever for the bull market. The hearing was only put on hold, so it wasn't over yet. Now the moment of truth is coming up, and some people even say that the price of XRP could reach $15,000, 0 cents. That sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? Let's jump right in, no too bad. The XRP community is full of guesses, and recent events make it look like Ripple's token could be about to go through a big change. The SEC's decision to put off making a decision on a possible XRP spot ETF is at the center of the debate. There are always delays from the government, but this one seems different. According to Jack the Rippler, the SEC is delaying its decision on ETFs until after the Federal Reserve announces interest rates in June. There are reports that the SEC may not be delaying to do more research, but to get things done on time, especially in a way that makes it more likely that the long-running Ripple case will be settled with XRP. A lot of people are interested in the idea, even though it seems crazy at first. A well-known person named John Squire said that the SEC might be trying to settle with Ripple using XRP coins. If this is true, it would not only show that the SEC has changed its mind about XRP, but it would also mark the beginning of a new era in laws about crypto. If the SEC really wants to buy a lot of XRP for settlement, letting a spot ETF happen now would increase demand, sending the price of XRP through the roof and making the settlement more expensive. This could be seen as a deliberate move by the SEC to stop short-term price jumps until their legal plan is set in stone. It's important to understand the ETF problem here. ETFs are a way to invest in something without actually owning it. And when someone buys a futures ETF, they are only betting on how the price of XRP will change. No real XRP is exchanged. For a spot ETF, on the other hand, the fund has to buy real XRP on the open market, which really drives up the price cost. So once the ETF is approved, it's very important. If ETFs made XRP rise too fast, it could get in the way of the SEC's bigger plans, especially if they want to settle an XRP at a lower cost. According to journalist Eleanor Terrett, the SEC's decision on Franklin Templeton's XRP spot ETF has been pushed back to June 17th. This fits very well with what the Federal Reserve said about interest rates, which supports the idea that the wait is planned. If the SEC really does plan to accept XRP as payment, it would be a big change in the law. It wouldn't make much sense for the US government to settle on an asset that it still says is illegal or not listed. If XRP was accepted as payment, it would be seen as legal, which could lead to a lot of big problems and investment. Other people aren't just guessing what's going on. It wasn't as big of a deal as a spot ETF. But Crypto Barbie recently said that the SEC had already approved ProShares XRP futures ETFs. This shows that people are becoming less against XRP goods. Also, well-known people in the business have said nice things about it. For example, Dan Tapiro, CEO of 10T Holdings, said in public that he thinks XRP will do well in the future. When experienced buyers say they believe in XRP's long-term role, it means that something is changing behind the scenes. Another very dangerous lie says that XRP could help the US government deal with its huge debt. People in the crypto world say that the XRP system could be used it would be easier to use debt products. If even a small amount of the US government's $34 trillion, 0 cents in debt, was transferred to the XRP ledger. That's why some people aren't afraid to say that XRP could hit $10, 0 cents. Something that seemed crazy a year ago doesn't seem so crazy now. Interesting, right? But what's about to happen could change everything. We're going to look at bold claims made by some of the best crypto analysts who think that XRP will have a strong future based on the signs they see. You thought the ETF delay was bad? Wait until you hear what could make XRP go through the roof. Don't miss this crypto star. Congratulations, we're about to get rich, Steph said straight out. If you're still here with XRP. As a bullish trend grows, the XRP community agrees with this view. This trend is being driven not only by rumors about ETFs and clear legal problems, but also by something even stronger, strong beliefs that are now being turned into bold price predictions. While Jack the Rippler believes that 10 XRP is on the way, XRP Dragon believes that each XRP will reach $10,000, 0 cents. These numbers may seem crazy at first, but they are part of a growing group of people who are questioning the old rules of valuation, and Jack the Rippler has joined them. It is possible for the fund to ride XRP to $15, 0 cents. Do you understand market cap? If so, don't think there's more to it than that. This may seem very different, but it makes a strong case that is spreading in the crypto space. John, another thought that Squire breaks down is the value of the market. He wrote, they say XRP can't hit $100, 0 cents because of market cap. You're already too late if Excelic thinking. Market cap, according to Squire, is just a fancy number and not a limiting factor. He says that the price times the circulating amount gives you a picture, but it doesn't take into, not taking into account how investors really act or how money really moves is like saying that no one can buy a Ferrari because the average pay is low. XRP can't go to the moon because of its market cap. To put it another way, numbers don't match up with reality. For example, when $80 million, 0 cents was put into XRP, its market value went up by a huge $17 billion, 0 cents. Now, this kind of leverage is only possible with things that are hard to get and could be in high demand, like XRP right now. This is supported by the way the supply works. Most XRP is locked up or held for a long time, so very little of it is being sold. This lack of capital could make things worse when new money comes in, especially if ETFs let it. And this isn't just about how much money is coming in and out, it's also about how it's being used. Squire says that XRP isn't a joke coin and that it was made so that countries could send money to each other. Wow, that's a big change. You can already use XRP with banks, payment networks, and on better platforms. It's now a part of the financial system. XRP isn't just a trend, it's also useful because it has very low fees and very fast payment times. There are signs that the rise from 2017 will happen again, according to experts at Sine Research. They wrote that the price range for XRP is $33, 0 cents to $50, 0 cents, but that it could go as high as $770, 0 cents to $1,000 if you're ready to measure as a cup and handle. They know it's been as 24 hours crypto put it, crypto isn't a quick way to get rich. It's a way to get rich if you're not weak. Of course, we can't forget that Ripple is changing things behind the scenes. There are now strategic partnerships, institutional adoption, and plans to grow all over the world. Ripple is laying the groundwork to take over the banking world while everyone else is busy with other things.